we're not supposed to talk in? Is that part? We don't talk during this part, right? Shh, no talking. No talking.
I want to hear
no
Marty's
talking.
thoughts on John Cena.
What about John Cena?
I don't know, anything really.
We can talk about John Cena.
He can't see you.
He can't
should
see
get
us.
him on the
He
show.
follows us on Twitter.
Really?
He sure does.
Yeah, we should
Well,
get him.
everybody
we
should
get him on
follow
the show.
us on Twitter.
Our claim to fame.
Get him on the show.
John
Start
Cena.
talking some video games.
He did promote the Nintendo Switch at one time.
Yeah.
He did.
And when you docked the Switch, the walls went opaque, so you literally could not see him.
I love that.
Here we go!
Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 553, recorded on November 13th, 2025. On this week's episode, we talk about getting ready for Santa Mario, getting excited for Galaxy Mario, getting pumped for Extra Life, and getting caught up with our community questions. Jesse, you know what to do. Glitch in the Matrix.
What's up, everybody? It's Marty here, and it's episode 553 of the Nintendo Dads podcast, coming at you live, and maybe not if you're listening to the audio version, but we recorded it live on November 13th, 2025. And joining me on the show this week is everybody. Justin, Jesse, and Tim. How are you guys doing?
I guess I'll start. Yeah, it's been a week again. You know, one of those. I've had 2 days of all-day training, and those exhaust me. So I'm glad that's done. I do have tomorrow off, so I can relax a little bit. It's also going to be DMV day because my license plate's expiring at the end of the month, so I got to get that taken care of. One thing I did want to share real quick is over the weekend I decided to Google various projects I can print with my new 3D printer. So I found a bunch of fidget toys that I wanted to try out, and they've all actually worked out pretty successfully. So this first one's a multicolor cone that's made out of 2 different pieces that where the pieces
Yeah, those are cool.
pass through each other, and I always thought that was. I saw this.
Those are
I saw
cool.
videos of things like this on Facebook, and I thought it was cute. So I printed one myself. This one has a little 2 gears trapped in a rectangle that will traverse the rectangle but can't escape it.
Nice.
This one is like it's a foldable cube thing. So,
Oh, I've got one of those in my car for when I get stuck in traffic.
right.
I can fidget with it.
This one was made out of multiple pieces that I assembled together, like a little switch thing. And there's another piece
Those all
inside.
make for good stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
Could you print those with like our faces on them or the Nintendo Dads logo? Because I've got an idea brewing.
Not sure if I can get that elaborate yet, but yeah. But
Can you print 3D figures of us?
I actually looked into that. I tried to see if there was an AI if I fed it our original avatars, if it can come up with a 3D image, and what it came up with was horrendous.
Oh, I'm sure it was nightmare.
It looked like something you would have made a wooden toy out of the 1940s.
Oh,
I still have-
cool.
Here, let me bring it up real quick and share the screen. Which screen is it? I think it's this one.
Oh, is it loading?
It's loading now.
Oh, okay.
And
What?
like the arms are just floating there. I'm like, how is that supposed
It's
to
like a
work?
rocket with
And it's supposed
arms
to
and
have my name on
legs.
it, and it's
I love
backwards.
how it says Jesse down the bottom. Message.
So people are looking at
Wow.
the audio version. Check out the YouTube version.
You should just make that your avatar online for the next like month or so.
I'm going
That'd
to
be
steal this
great.
a little bit here, Mikey Dreamer. But what happens when you buy your Nintendo Dad action figures from Temu?
Oh, you know what? Okay,
Yeah.
the way I was sharing the screen, they didn't see it, and it looks like I might be frozen up. Did OBS freeze up?
No, we can hear you.
Well, the video's frozen up, so I
Oh
don't know what
no.
happened.
And your voice
Oh,
is popping again.
all right, looks like everything caught up. Anyway, so I'll post it on Discord if I remember. I'll have to take images of it. Anyway, so the last thing I printed, which I think is my favorite, basically it's a legally distinct Slinky. It's actual function.
Oh,
Legally distinct.
Yeah, because
The
if you look at
Flinky.
it's printed at a skew. Otherwise, it'd be a solid piece, and I couldn't take each layer apart. So I had to work through each layer to separate it, but it worked like a Slinky.
Nice.
So a sneaky, a slinky.
A sneaky.
Yeah.
And I printed this last week. I think I showed Tim. It's a little flower thing that has each layer is stuck within its other layers, so we can't escape. This was the first thing I printed and thought it was cool, and started to research more and found these other toys.
Good deal. Tim, Justin, how you doing, guys?
Just happy to not be working.
Amen.
so much work.
Amen. Yeah, that is a great description for this week for me. So much work.
Yes. You were
But the
you
countdown
were
is
on the
on,
fence about
gentlemen.
being able to be here.
Listen,
So
the countdown is on. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. And you can then address me as Master Marty. Because I will have my masters.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yep, 2 more weeks. Not counting Thanksgiving. Right?
Mm-hmm,
Not counting Thanksgiving. So we gotta get through that.
You'll have to
That's
have
okay.
AI create a profile picture for you that uses, that represents Master Marty and see what it comes up with.
We'll see what happens. Justin, what about you, bub?
Man, we had the Extra Life stream this weekend. And so I have recuperated from that, which is great. I've discovered that I cannot stream for 24 hours. I can't stay awake for 24. Like, it's just.
I thought you were just doing 12 and then you just kept
I know.
going.
And then I was like, and then I got to 16. I was like, no.
It was fun, like visiting him through the stream during the day and watching a different version of Justin appear each time. Because, like, the last time Tim was like, Justin, are you done? Are you coming back? And then you came back on, and I was like, oh my gosh, that bro.
Yeah, the breaks were getting longer. I was like, I'm just gonna take a quick 10-minute water break and I'll be back. And then I was like, I'm taking half an hour. I'm taking 45 minutes. I'm gonna go nap. I literally was falling asleep during the Pokemon stream. And so we finished the stream, and I was like, yeah, I'm a little bit tired. My wife kind of looks at me. She's like, at what point do you realize that you might be too old to do those things?
Dang.
And I was like, dang.
You know when I figured that out? 3 years ago in New York.
Not only did she burn you there, but she just destroyed you in Dr. Mario.
She lit me up in Dr. Mario. There were times there that I was so close. Like, so close.
You definitely you were, but
Yeah, it was good
No
though,
one
but like,
escapes the wrath of Jody.
no, it's like the eye of Sauron. Do you know what I mean? Like she has found you and she will destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. You know, I think Marty, you streamed, I streamed. I think my total just shy of 800 USD for
That's
Children's
awesome.
Miracle Network hospitals, which converts to Canadian really nicely, which is like about 1,100 Canadian dollars for the Alberta Children's Miracle Network here up in Calgary. So happy for that. Marty, you had a great stream just shy of, I think, $900, right? We
No,
had
the
some
1,000.
thousand. You got there. Awesome. That's amazing.
So I ended with 1,000. I mean, I'm sorry, ended with 900-ish. And then there were some people who just came in and finished it off.
That's awesome.
It
Yeah,
was really cool.
And then we had some other great streamers in our group jumped in as well. I know Beer did. I know Victorous jumped in. Lots of folks jumped in for some other matches. So lots of support across the community. So thank you for everyone who tuned in, supported, cheered us on. At one point, John Blanco and his wife were literally coaching me on how to play Silk Song. So that was great. I felt like a horrible game player or video game player, but in the end we got there. But it was a great time, all for kids. And so thank you. If you were part of it, I know that Jesse and Tim have streams coming up. We have other people in our community have streams coming up. Thank you for just being here, supporting, cheering on. You probably don't realize like what a 3:00 a.m. playing a video game, seeing someone ping off in the chat and be like, hey, how are you doing? Asking questions, trying to engage with people. I just need to say, like, I so appreciate that. And we had a couple people in the chat who were literally at 3 a.m. being like, what's the business Justin's thoughts on this? And I was like, man, I appreciate that you're trying to get the brain firing to help me out here. And so thank you for all that.
Yeah, those like maybe like 1:30 to 5:30 hours when you do the 24-hour, those are lonely hours.
Yeah.
Those are tough.
I walk up lonely street.
Yeah, it was like it's just you feel like it's you versus the world out there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be lucky to do 4. I'm going to shoot for 6, but if after 4 I'm wiped, I'll put an end to it. I will. So I'm planning on starting. It'll be next Saturday, starting at noon Central. Kind of doing some things on the Switch and some things on Intellivision, maybe Famicom if I can find it and dust it off and get it ready.
Nice.
I have a table set up in my bedroom for the legacy stuff because I don't have room to set that up in here. So I had to make sure my laptop is good, and apparently my old capture card doesn't like my old laptop anymore, so I had to find. So I opened up the Shadowcast Pro 2 that I got from the Kickstarter earlier this year or last year, and that's apparently working. I had a problem with getting the audio to work, but that's not working too. So I plan on doing a test stream this weekend just to make sure that all I have the bandwidth working, and then the real stream the charity stream will be next week.
Cool. Nice. Let's jump into this. Yeah.
I was going to say we're going to talk a little bit more about Extra Life later on in the show with some updates and things. But for now, let's hop over and talk some news, shall we?
Do it.
And of course, our news is brought to us each and every week by you guys over at patreon.com/NintendoDads, where our friends of the show are. And also Twitch, where subscribers get access to our Discord as well. If you head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads, you can jump into the greatest community on the internet for as little as $1 a month. That's right. $1 a month gets you in the door to the Discord. $5 gets you the full slate of sub channels. Then $10 gets you pre and post show audio. And then $30 gets you on the show. And this week we were supposed to have Patreon producer Dave Ernsberger on, but apparently it's been a big week at work and he is not able to join us tonight. He's going to reschedule and loop back around. But Dave, we miss you. We're looking forward to having you on the show tonight. And so you could jump in over there. It gets you not only access to all those benefits, but it gets you an ad-free version of the show. You get your own ad-free feed just by being a Patreon or Twitch subscriber. And then also, if you decide that you want to go in for a year on Patreon, we give you a month free. All right. And so we would love for you to join us over there. We are just 5 patrons away, 5 friends of the show away from breaking a huge milestone as far as people who support us. And hey, if you don't have the dough to do it, listen, every week over at patreon.com/NintendoDads, we publish a free for all people weekly update where you can see topics we're going to talk about on the show, who's going to be on the show, YouTube videos we've published that week, games that we think you might be interested in that have released that week, and recommendations of our favorite podcasts as well. That comes out every Thursday at 11 a.m. So you can head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads and you can be a friend of the show as well. So let's talk some news. Probably the biggest news of the week, the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer was dropped this week, including a new cast member announcements for the voices of Rosalina and Bowser Jr. Longtime Nintendo fan Brie Larson will be voicing Rosalina, and Benny Safdie will voice Bowser Jr. Guys, I thought this trailer was a home run. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But tell me I'm wrong.
That mech got one rounded. I love it.
So I'm going to be really honest with you. So I watched, I was like, yes, good. I like it. Right. And then my family the night, I'm like, hey, you guys want to watch this clip? And they were like, sure, Dad. And so my wife and my youngest daughter watched it and they were like, huh, that's it. Hey. And I was like, interesting. And they're like, the first time we were teased Mario, the first time, and it really like brought you in, gave you a little bit more, kind of really grabbed you. They're like, it didn't really grab me the same way that the first clip of the first movie did. And I thought, that's fair. Like I don't know if it really told us a lot about what's going on. Right. I miss some of those like swelling moments that I think the first trailer had.
I would say let's put a pin right there. Are they comparing this and the first full trailer, or are they comparing this and the original teaser trailer?
This and the first full trailer to the first movie.
So I don't think that this was a full trailer.
It was 2.5 minutes.
Well, yeah.
And it had montage bits.
A few.
Yeah, I don't know. Like listen, I'm gonna go see it either which way. It introduced us to the new characters it needed to, reminded us where we were. Bowser shrunk, Mario and Luigi have them, right? But I don't know if it gave us some little glimpses. I don't know if it did enough to really tell the story, like really hook me. This is my opinion, at least.
Okay. Tim, Jesse, what do you think?
I like the trailer. I thought the banter between Luigi and Bowser was kind of cute, and then there's obviously still a little animosity to Mario, understandably so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and he's Bowser's got his own little basketball pad going on in this legally distinct Castle Grayskull.
Why? That was something I wondered about. Why would they let him build a castle?
You got to put him somewhere.
Well, he was in a jar playing a piano at the end of the... Yeah,
I think they've given him a little... I was surprised he's still small. Like, why doesn't he just intentionally take damage to have the power up, quote unquote, power wear off?
It may have been like some human rights violation.
Somebody asked that, and they're like, "Are they just cramming him full of micro mushrooms every day?" Like, it's like it's time to take your pill.
I actually love that idea.
Maybe there'll be a story behind that. So yeah, I just took it as this was a teaser to everything, like a bigger teaser, just kind of showing, hey, everybody's here. Plus, here's the new people, and here's the voice actors who are doing those new characters. just a couple of them, obviously, because there's probably going to be more. So I'm obviously somebody who doesn't need to be sold on seeing it. I'm going to see it. So
Sure.
maybe that's what they're taking for granted, is that it's like people who already saw the first one are probably going to see the second one. When are they going to show that trailer that's going to sell it to those people who are on the fence or who need to be sold to see the second one?
That's going to be part of the trailer to Wicked, right?
Oh, that's what the rumor is that Wicked for Good will have this or something else.
Yeah, I don't think it was a full enough, like you said, storytelling trailer, or at least to tell you what will be the story leading into the movie. But it was more of like, here's this character, here's that character.
Yeah.
All teasing those characters.
Conspicuously absent, Yoshi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah.
And Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can step aside, I think, especially for a movie, especially if he's going to get his own movie in the future.
Probably something in the movie that will lead to the Donkey Kong movie.
Right. And we'll probably see Yoshi probably in a future trailer before the movie launches, and maybe in February, whenever they release the last trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some great scenes in it. I think if you're in very similar to what what was kind of commented by the president of Illumination, which is we have stuff for everyone, and if you're kind of a diehard Nintendo fan, you'll find kind of pieces in here. And we did see that, right? Like we saw the pyramid from Mario Odyssey tipped upside down, right? We saw ninjas being fought as well, right? Like
Bowser Jr. is his Wonder version.
Yeah, 100%, right? So like definitely calling out, like if you're a Nintendo fan, there's a lot there. So I mean, listen, we're gonna go see it regardless. Like there's no doubt. And
yeah, I was gonna ask you, it's like maybe the question you should ask them is, why do you need to be sold on it?
Well, I said to them afterwards, I said, attitude like that means you're not being invited on day one. So I just kind of set the ground rules pretty tight on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about casting, right? Brie Larson as Rosalina. Great. Awesome. I have no concerns about that. Internet, shut up. All right, moving on.
First thing I thought of was the clip when Thor first met Captain Marvel, summoned Stormbreaker, whizzed right by her head, and she didn't flinch. And he goes, "I like this one."
Yeah, I think it's great casting. I think she's a huge super fan. She knows Nintendo, so I think that logically makes sense. The gentleman playing Bowser Jr., Ben Safdie. I didn't know him, and then I looked and I was like, oh, I've seen him in a ton of things.
I've never heard
but
of him before.
He's not a voice I would have recognized. Right, where originally I was just Jack Black doing more of like a softer Jack Black, essentially. But I thought it was great. Again, listen, here's the reality of it is that like I don't think they've cast anyone incorrectly. Right, I think they do a really good job with their castings. I know actually I'll say this. I'm still not sold on Chris Pratt as Mario.
And I don't think anyone ever really is.
But like, it is what it is. But like Charlie Day as Luigi, come on. Jack Black as Bowser.
The Toad, the Bowser, they're all
everything. Like everyone else, I think is casted really well. Chris Pratt is like, I'll deal with
Donkey Kong
that.
in the very first one.
Did I? I'd like
someone
to roll that tape back.
It's that Seth Rogen little laugh that he does.
I remember questioning Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's fine. I think it's great. Galaxy's exciting. Yay.
I didn't put it in the notes, but that's near the end of April, right?
April 20th.
I got it written down.
The trailer just says April, so to me that's like almost like a negotiable date. I don't.
April 3rd is beginning of the month.
So
Oh,
it's
episode,
so
okay.
they're setting up for that to that's Easter weekends.
Oh, is
That's
it?
Maybe it
Easter
just
weekend.
says
So it's like, hey, let's get families when they're together and let's get them out to the theater.
Hmm.
maybe
I
it just
didn't
says April
realize. Yeah.
as well because it's globally in April on different dates.
Yeah, because I've always known that Easter is a flexible holiday. It can land in any one of 4 Sundays. I didn't realize Mario was landing on that weekend.
Great question from Beer here. It says, who
Yeah.
would you cast better, or who would you better cast as Mario?
Danny DeVito. No.
That's funny.
No, that's
They're
Wario.
saving him for Wario.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know what you guys' problem is with Chris Pratt.
I'm gonna
I like Chris
offer
Pratt as Mario.
I'm gonna offer to you possibly John C. Riley
As
or
Mario?
potential. I think he could do a good Mario. I would also potentially offer someone like maybe an Andy Samberg.
He isn't with us anymore, but Lou Albano, I would like to see him come back for that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a great question. Like, I don't know who else it could be.
Pedro
And like,
Pascal.
and it no. And it not be like somebody like doing an exaggerated voice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm,
and it coming across very disingenuous.
mm-hmm.
I think there's just this Chris Pratt is like Nickelback. And what I
This
mean
is
by that,
how
and
you
what
remind
no,
me
I mean that
of
like
what
there's
I
tons of
have
people
been.
there's tons of people who hate on Chris Pratt and then watch his movies behind
Nicolas
closed doors.
Cage.
And there's people who hate on Nickelback and they listen to their music when they're in the car when nobody's around. And so I just think it's a little forced.
David said Henry
That is
Cavill as
all.
Mario.
Listen, listen, let me be clear. I'm not hating. I just don't think he's the strongest casting out of everyone else. Right? Like
He isn't bad. He's just not good either.
yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe give a little Owen Wilson there. Wow. Wow, Luigi, look. Wow. Wow, a Bowser. Wow. Right? Maybe we could have Marky Mark or Marky Wahlberg as Mario. That'd be fun.
I vote for Justin Masson.
Say hi to your mother for
Mario.
me. What are you doing? Say hi.
I was going to say the same thing. Oh, except for I was going to say Jason Mason.
Right?
Stage name and all.
Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The other person that came to mind is Adam Devine, the guy from Righteous Gemstones, Pitch Perfect. He was in
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Here's the deal, though. Can we? I do want to talk about the one thing that bothers me about the trailer, because there was one thing that bothered me, and that is Bowser Jr.'s horrendous eyes. Like I had a nightmare about those. Then, like when they showed the clip in the direct, it wasn't in the trailer, but it was in the direct of him talking like the actual dialogue. There's just something off about his eyes. And I'm feeling like, can we get an internet campaign started like we did for Sonic? And we can kind of like, we need to do something about Bowser Jr.'s eyes.
That's hilarious.
They're disconcerting. It's really, they're unnerving.
I didn't notice what you noticed, so I'm going to have to go back and look.
Well, no, don't do that because now you won't be able to unsee it.
Yep.
True.
I'm
Tim, what do
excited
you
to
got?
see more. I'm excited to see more stars or whatever. I forget what they're called, but
Luma?
Lumas?
Lumas, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing more of those and their responses to things in the movie.
Yeah, the Lumas stole the show last time.
Yeah.
Especially that depressed one in the cage.
Yeah, that one was great.
I want to know more about Princess Peach and Toad when they just dove off the balcony through the stars, apparently, and went into the world's galaxy style. And just like, what is that all about? Is she from one of those things? Do you even call those planets or something? But
yeah, I don't know.
is that where she came from, or is she actually from the same place as Mario? It's like, are we going to learn anything about that backstory?
Here's the deal.
That's the stuff I think about when I'm watching it.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a ton of fun. There's going to be a bunch of Nintendo Easter eggs that we're going to be like, God, and Game Explain's going to make 100 videos about, right? And it's going to sell a butt ton and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah. So
right, like that's Jesse's now trying to find the moment I said that.
I was typing something else.
And I'll say this too, like I do want to mention that just from these clips, how absolutely gorgeous this movie looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the level of I guess the aesthetic of it, just it's gonna be amazing. And I'm so looking forward to it. So I have a question before we get to the couple of questions that we've gotten about this. And it was something that somebody asked this week, and I don't really know that I have an answer to. And it's this. Eventually, Yoshi's going to debut, right? We know he's coming. We've seen the render on the Pillsbury cookie package. Now, when Yoshi is revealed, are we getting Yoshi fully voiced, or are we getting a Yoshi who makes noises? And which would you prefer?
I want him to sound like Barry White. That's what I want. Come on out, Yoshi. Come out. Hey, baby.
I think the greatest pull on this is that Yoshi speaks, and that's Danny DeVito. I do think he'll be voiced.
Platypus says Alan Tudyk will do Yoshi noises,
and I think the voice is deep and is counter to the soft sort of look of Yoshi.
Yep.
Like this sort of like innocent creature. Like it's like a Nick Offerman, Danny DeVito. There you are. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here. Get on my back, Mario. Let's go. Yahoo. Kind of like low level, I think, is probably what I think would go really well with sort of just the juxtaposition of that.
Now, is Yoshi going to get ditched into a pit?
I swear to God, Mario, if you drop me in this pit, I will come back and I
kind of feel like we're going to see that in this movie at some point, just for the end joke, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be like you see him like go down this pit, but there's really like this ledge down there.
Or it'll be this one. Or it'll be like Winged Yoshi, and he'll save himself.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mario,
been ditched.
Why did you jump on my back? And why did you make me fall?
It's Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Down the pit, Mario.
Love it. That's so good.
Give me all your eggs.
We got to move on. We got a couple of questions here. David Bialeka asks, what other fan favorite or deep cut characters will appear in the Mario Galaxy movie? And do you feel Bowser's role will be bigger or smaller, or as big or smaller than in the first movie?
Answers. I want to see Mamu. You probably know him more as Wart.
Oh, I would love, yes.
Yeah, that was kind of actually where I went straight to for like a deep cut would be Wart.
Like in the Ninja scene?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a Super Mario Brothers 2 homage. I would, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and this is what, I don't know if this is what I think's going to happen or what I want to see for Bowser. I think, so Junior's going to save him. He'll be back to Big Bad Bowser. But it'll be like a reverse role of Bowser's Fury when Junior had to team up with Mario to help. Bowser's going to see Junior going off the deep end and has to rejoin Mario to save his son.
I think to the question of like, does Bowser have as big of a role? I think the work that Jack Black did in that first movie to really establish that, and you think of like Peaches.
Yeah, they're not going to lose that.
how much Jack Black has really brought on that character. Like, to be honest, like he's the breakout star of I think the Mario movie is his interpretation of Bowser. And so I think even if you look at this direct, he literally he's all in. He shows up and helps introduce the character, right? I think he's really embraced it and leans into it, where I think maybe some of the other voice actors potentially like, yeah, it's a gig and I show up and do my thing, but like I'm not fully as invested. So I think if they didn't let Jack Black do his thing, I think you'd be challenged. I think the difficulty will be
on that note.
I think the difficulty is actually letting the other actors in that space come in.
Yeah. On that note, I want to, if you go back and watch the trailer, I want you to notice something, that when he's coming up the stairs in the little castle, he's actually humming his Mario 64 boss battle music.
That's what I heard.
I need to
It's a little sped up. All right. It's a little sped up, and it's a higher pitch. But if you go back and listen to it, it's the boss theme when you fight Bowser in Mario 64.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, Mecha Dragon asks, what game do you want Nintendo to adapt next in the Super Mario universe?
Star Fox.
Super Mario universe.
Super Mario universe. Oh, I don't know, because like they've skipped so much. Like, you know what? And I'm not
for like, tying things in from all the games.
Yeah, I don't want them to focus on a single game.
No, but I would love a digression to like Super Mario Land or Super Mario 2, like the Subcon or another place. We bring in Daisy, we bring in some of that element there.
Well, then the answer to that is Odyssey, and they can just include all that stuff in it as part of the travels.
Yeah, I'd like to pitch the idea of Super Mario or Dr. Mario. And it is a long movie where it's all about him going to college and university, trying to get his postdoctorate degree, but unfortunately is like sucked into a world of just drama and intrigue, all while battling demons in the pipes of New York City, and then finds love along the way. I think that would really be the journey I'd want us to see.
Yeah, and then that jingles in the background.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the spinoff of that is he becomes a golfer, right? We can see how he tries that, sort of like Happy Gilmore,
a boxing referee.
Yeah, he does a lot. Yeah, boxing referee.
Was he the player in tennis? I thought he was a line judge in tennis.
Ooh, deep cut. We'll have to check that one, but we do know that he's had a very illustrious golf career and has played tennis before too, and is not great at soccer.
And he's been a referee at boxing matches.
He's
done a lot. He's done a lot.
He's even competed in the Olympics.
Yeah, I love it. Well, guys, I think we kind of talked a 2-minute trailer to death on this. We will definitely. I'm going to predict this, that we will definitely have another Galaxy movie direct or something of that nature before it launches, with more cast reveals. They're saving Yoshi, obviously, and other things. So, yeah, I think that would be, I think that's coming. And so let's move on. Let's talk some other news. Switch system update 21.0.0 is out right now. This has brought new stuff to Switch and Switch 2. It adds a range of features for both consoles, including useful changes for managing digital games and upgrades for game chat. You'll now see a symbol above software icons on the home menu that will show you whether a game is cartridge-based or not. It will look like a Switch 1 cart, a Switch 2 cart, or it will look like the blue cartridge for downloads. On Switch 2, you can now receive a prompt to download any software bundled alongside the console, like Mario Kart World. Switch 2 Game Chat also got upgrades, with the game you're playing no longer automatically going to sleep if you're still chatting. And you'll keep chatting if your console is docked and you switch over to a wired connection, or vice versa. And then, in a minor but amusing tweak, Nintendo has renamed the battery-saving stop charging around 90% option to now stop charging around 80 to 90%. So basically, you'll know it's working correctly. There's a couple other things. There's also with any system update, there's also new upgrades or updates for your Joy-Con and Pro controllers.
I
And
need to
so
do that.
one of those updates for the Pro controller allows you to choose either low latency mode with with Bluetooth headphones or quality mode, basically. So you can choose for that to be like the audio to sync faster, and it will have some interruptions, or it will continue the way it has. Um, so yeah, there's lots of updates there.
Yeah, another update I
Hopefully,
heard is if you're setting up a new Switch 2 and importing your Switch 1 profile, you now have the option to not download everything. Whereas when I set mine up, I downloaded 250 pieces of software that I had to go ahead and delete to make room for more because I didn't have enough room for it all on the quarter terabyte of storage.
Nice.
Well, and Tim, there's another update, right? That has
Yes.
some challenges that we may want to make sure people are aware of.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
right.
this is the weird part that I wasn't sure why it wasn't mentioned anywhere in either Nintendo's support. Well, not too surprising on Nintendo's side and their notes, but none of the sites that I was reading mention anything about it, this issue, and that is if you have a third-party dock, some of those docks may not work anymore for the Switch 2. So, the one that I got from Jax.com, you know,
Yep.
did not work anymore. I loved using it because I could switch between using it with my Switch 2 or my Switch 1. So I was able to like download some of the games we review to my Switch 1 and use that instead of putting everything on my Switch 2. And it was easy to just, just unplug my Switch 2 and put the Switch 1. And I could use the same micro dock, and now I can't. So it's kind of frustrating, and there's no information from Nintendo in regards to that being on purpose or if that was just something they did. Oops, that was an accident. And if it was an accident, we don't know if their plans are to, where that is on the priority list to fix that until I guess enough people holler about it. So,
Well,
but
I think the
there's going to be.
Go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say the other aspect is that I'm not surprised that Nintendo may have done this on purpose because their dock is designed for a specific reason for the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they may be trying to force people to, you need to use this if you want to have it docked because there's a reason for it.
And I also want to make a correlation. Not saying there is a connection. It's just interesting that essentially the day that this comes out is also the day that Genki's Kickstarter ends with a Shadow Dock, which is a third-party dock system for the Nintendo Switch 2, and Genki had success with that before. And we also know that Genki had a legal battle with Nintendo over the last 6 months. Over the covert dock, or over all of their stuff, accessories, covert dock being one of them, but a bunch of other accessories as well. Yeah, so that's sort of interesting, and I know a bunch of us here, I think, supported it. So we haven't received them yet, and they haven't fully gone into production. But when they were advertised, they claimed to work for the Switch 2.
Them having a mock-up Switch 2 device,
yeah,
before it was officially announced.
Oh, for sure, there's that, Jesse. But I think, if you happen to, wreck everything, why not?
Sure. So. While we have you in court, let's just do it all.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is intentional. I would like to think it's not. I have a third-party dock that still works. I tested it out that morning after downloading the update, and it still sent a signal. It's the triangle-looking dock that a lot of people have been talking about. It's the one I mentioned on the show before that uses the official Nintendo power supply.
Yeah, I think I shared Amazon links to buy it in the past.
See, the one I'm using I still use the official Nintendo power supply. it powers it
Yeah.
through their own supply. So
And
it's just
my understanding of the failure here is that it only fails sending video to the screen. It'll still charge.
it'll still charge. Yeah.
It just doesn't do
Yeah.
the primary mission of what a dock's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Some other Nintendo news here. Nintendo has announced their holiday offers for Black Friday and Cyber Monday 2025. These are available at select retailers, including the Nintendo San Francisco and Nintendo New York stores, as well as online at the My Nintendo store and Nintendo eShop. You can explore these at nintendo.com/US/store/holiday-gifts. Or you can create a wish list at play.nintendo.com /explore/Nintendo-Switch-wish list. And so
And I'll put those links in the description.
yes. And so you can also visit the My Nintendo store and Nintendo eShop on Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 through November 20th through December 3rd for cyber deals featuring holiday offers on select games. And then beginning November 23rd, you can look for deals on physical versions of Nintendo Switch games Princess Peach Showtime, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe will each be $39.99. And Super Mario Odyssey, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and Splatoon 3 will all be $29.99. It is worth noting that Echoes of Wisdom, Super Mario Odyssey, and Splatoon 3 all have free Nintendo Switch 2 updates. Also, select Amiibo will be 10% or $10 off at select retailers. This includes Legend of Zelda Series Sages Amiibo, Tulin, Yunobo, Riju, and Sidon, Street Fighter 6 Amiibo figures of Jamie, Kimberly, and Luke, and Street Fighter 6 Amiibo card starter set. And then November 30th at Nintendo San Francisco,
have
New
Amiibo
York.
cards of Street Fighter 6.
They sure do. And select retailers, you will get $20 off manufacturer suggested retail price on Samsung brand micro SD express cards for Nintendo Switch 2. There's also going to be a ton of events coming up at Best Buy and Nintendo stores. And then Game Truck plus holiday Walmart holiday tour at select Walmarts November 15th through December 13th. And then there's also a bunch of stuff coming for Black Friday. Nintendo Switch 2 Pokemon Legends ZA bundle will be out. It's still $499.99. The original Nintendo Switch and Switch Lite will be at their regular price. Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack is being sold 12-month individual $19.99 or $49.99, which is cheaper than annual PS Plus or Game Pass. And then there's also tons of related games and toys on sale at GameStop, Amazon, bookstores, My Nintendo and Amazon, Lego Store, Costco, Hallmark, just lots of stuff out there. So look for us. We'll share some of these links on our social media and we'll go there for you to be able to do that instead of just listening and trying to get it through hearing us rattle off those URLs here online. And then last little bit of Nintendo news here. They teased earlier this week on their social media a brand new Legend of Zelda LEGO set coming in 2026. The tagline was, "Do you realize who you're dealing with?" And it looks like we're getting an Ocarina of Time LEGO set with minifigures of Link, Zelda, and a Pig Ganon build. What do you guys think about this?
I think this is great. I think we've talked about before. This is sort of the area that Nintendo needs to get into in relation to some of their offerings for the Lego sets, especially for Zelda. I think we saw the Deku Tree and that did quite well for itself. So I think this is a no-brainer. I'm excited to see where they go with this. I mean, if you look at the Zelda pantheon of like where you can take this, sure, this is Ocarina of Time. What is now Majora's Mask kind of scene or Lego set look like? What does a Wind Waker set look like? I think you look at how many different variations of Link and Zelda we have. There's a lot of things that they can pull to for sets to really engage folks. So more Zelda Lego, yeah, I'm here for it, and I think it'll build really nicely as they're putting the Zelda Legend of Zelda movie to come out in 2027. We know it's currently filming in New Zealand, so all those work fantastically.
Your friend O
Yeah.
wants a Zelda 3 set with a pink bunny Link minifig.
Not happening. I highly doubt that would happen. Though I would love like a Aghanim versus Link dual set from Zelda 3. We do have a community question about this. Cooper Kid asks, will some of the upcoming Zelda Lego sets be less expensive and cover a wide variety of price ranges? I would love to purchase some if they're released in the $0 to $60 range, not a $300 set. So I'm going to just go and say this. This does not look like a line of Legos. This looks like another just standalone set. Although I don't think it's going to be a $300 Lego set.
Yeah, and my argument there is I think that what they've clipped and shown us, which is an incredibly small amount, could just be a single standalone. You're correct, but I do think like there is a Legend of Zelda line, right, of all across the board pricing that I think becomes approachable. So I do think like this, they'll probably have, I think this will probably be like $100 set or whatever it is. And I think, again, if we go to like the Wind Waker version, that may be an $80 set. I think they're going to explore the price range with this. And I think the Deku Tray is a great example of probably the highest end you're going to get to.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be less than that for sure.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't think they're going to come out all at one time. It's not going to be like a Super Mario Lego where there's multiple sets on the shelves.
See, and I actually disagree with you on that, Marty. I think they're going to take like the Animal Crossing approach and drop out like several different variations of sizes of what you can pick up and what you want.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see in 2026.
After finally building all the Lego sets I've been collecting over the years, I didn't think I'd be interested in any more Lego. Like, this is the one that might make me buy another set, depending on what they do with it.
The bugs bit you, Jesse. Once it gets there, it's hard to stop.
I don't have any place to put them when I complete them.
Right. That's why you just buy another shelf. Tim, why don't you share with us about a brand new console that's coming out?
Sure. So Steam has announced a new machine for Kirby. Right? That's what they are in Kirby Air Riders. They're machines, right? So no,
sure.
Steam has announced their new Steam machine, which it comes in a small form factor PC design for powerful PC gaming on a big screen. So I heard you guys mention like, I wonder if that's stepping on Xbox's toes, but some of those key features is the power. It has over 6 times the horsepower of the Steam Deck and can play your entire Steam library, including AAA titles, supporting 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR. Form factor, it's a small and mighty package, roughly 6-inch cube. And what did you guys call it? What'd you guys call it?
The GabeCube.
The GabeCube. Designed to be placed under a TV or on a desk. Operating system, it runs SteamOS. And it's optimized for gaming with features like fast suspend, resume, and cloud saves. Components, it features a discrete semi-custom AMD desktop class CPU and GPU. Storage is available between, you can get a 512 gigabyte one or a 2 terabyte size one. And then there's also expandable storage via micro SD. And then the connectivity is basically you got your Ethernet port, your HDMI and display ports, USB-C, one of those, and 4 USB-A ports. It'll have Wi-Fi 6E for those interested in that, Bluetooth 5.3 with dedicated antenna, built-in wireless adapter for direct pairing with a Steam controller. The design is cool and quiet and has a built-in power supply, no giant brick. It also features a customizable LED strip for system status updates. The Steam Machine Verified program is also being expanded to provide ratings on how games will run on that new hardware. Basically, it's Steam getting in on the console side of things. And Chris HL wants to know our thoughts on that.
I'm happy to take a swing at this one. I think this is fascinating. I think Steam coming into space. I think they've seen great success with Steam Deck. Steam Deck obviously I think modeling sort of off the success that Nintendo Switch had, but kind of expanding that, building a little bit more to this. Steam has tried to enter this kind of space before they've not had the kind of success I think they've necessarily wanted. I think they've taken a moment, step back, understand the market, and coming into this. I do think this is very much sort of stepping into that space that Xbox is trying to get into, which is a high-end PC gaming machine. We've seen Sarah Bond talk about that recently, and begin to sort of like signal that this is coming. I think the interesting thing that Steam has picked up more and more, mind the pun, steam around the usage, around its ubiquitous, around its sort of like as a pretty big player now in regards to where people can get their games. And so I think this is a really smart entry. I think the system looks clean. It looks crisp. It looks fairly easy in relation to design. Doesn't look overly cumbersome. They have a pretty high install base already for people who use Steam. The challenge that Steam is going to face in the scenario is the actual market price. What does this thing cost, right? You cannot overprice it, and so that it's going to become a premium product that people are not going to use or purchase. You need to actually probably price it at a spot where people are more likely to pick it up and to take a little bit of a risk on it and to introduce it. This needs to begin to take place of other consoles or video games in our homes to really be able to kind of be ubiquitous and to be saturating into the market. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge for Steam. However, with Xbox kind of floundering a little bit and struggling a little bit, this is a great opportunity for them to come into this space and really take over. So it'll be fascinating to kind of see what their price point ends up being. But I think it's very interesting to see them come into the space.
I think this is a fine idea. I'm not mad about it, but I need somebody to talk to Valve about the design of their controllers. They're atrocious. That looks like the most bulky and uncomfortable controller that I've ever seen. Like, I honestly have not seen a worse controller design since the Steam controller that they put out years ago that was just like two circles.
So here's a little opposite side of that from your perspective to people I saw actually talk about this at work in Slack. A lot of the developers, PC type gamers, were excited about this new Steam controller, and because they loved the original one, they liked where this was going, they liked the looks of it, and they're looking forward to it. So a lot of excitement from that crowd over there as opposed to your view.
That's an interesting take, because I was thinking this, first of all, I didn't like big picture mode, and I tried it once. I'm like, this is horrible. So why would I want to put this on my 65-inch TV? So I don't think this is necessarily a product for people like me, who's already been a Steam user for over 15 years. I already have a pre-existing library and very comfortable playing it on my PC, whether it's with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. I think they want to target this at the console buyer who is interested in playing PC games on something other than a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Or the people who already have Steam
weird
Decks
market
as well. Or people who also have Steam Decks who want to be able, instead of plugging in their Steam Deck to the TV, be able to just fire up the game that they're playing on the go on their TV.
In a lot of ways, this is sort of when we talked about what the Switch 2 could be, is like, oh, could it be a handheld device? Then when you get home, you put it down and it just automatically transfers over to your home device, right? Like that uniform connection at the account level and at the operating system level that makes that feel seamless. That's really what you're trying to do. And I think that I think Valve is in a position where they have the opportunity to be successful on it.
They're already talking about here on their page as well that you can do kind of like what PlayStation Portal or Sony was doing with the Portal, which is stream from the machine to your Steam Deck, or even the Steam Frame, that virtual reality glasses that they have. That would be coming out.
Is anyone here thinking of picking it up?
No.
I don't know yet. I've already been on the fence about how much I play video games with the systems I do have, and I actually have been playing more on my Steam on my computer than I have been my PlayStation or even the Xbox. So it'll depend on what games I'm actually playing on my PlayStation. If I'm playing mostly the third-party stuff that I can play on Steam that before I thought wouldn't be available on the Nintendo Switch, or now that we got the Nintendo Switch 2, that a lot of these things are still coming over. There's a few that don't. Those few, if they are on Steam, maybe I will look at that. I don't know. But right now, I'm fine with playing it at my PC. I don't need it on my living room TV, so I may not get that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think it's stepping into the space that Xbox is going to try and step into. And I think Steam has a very interesting kind of road ahead of them. I'd be curious about, like, in chat, let us know in the chat, like, if you would pick this up, if you had the opportunity. Does this interest
I think
you?
the only, like, I think that they're gonna, it's very interesting, as you said. The key misstep that they can make here is pricing. Right? I mean,
Yes,
this is
exactly.
they're like, for a company that is not in the console market, and for them to basically be calling it, it's a PC that's designed to just play games on. So what, are they willing to bite the bullet and take some losses to get this in living rooms? Or are they going to price it high and kind of shoot themselves in the foot? Because I mean, competition's great, right?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. But if this comes out and it's like the price of a high-end Xbox, that's going to be a hard sell.
I think that's where it's going to have to land if it wants to be technologically competitive.
Yeah.
Because if it can't play games that PS5 can play, what's the point?
Yeah, it's so you're looking at a potential.
And no, PS5 is now 5 years old.
You're looking at a potential problem with the pricing in our economy right now. So
over under if it's going to be over or under the price of a Steam Deck.
How much is a Steam Deck in the US? Sorry.
600.
I think
depends on which version. Obviously.
I think it can go from 6 to 8 depending on
storage. Are there different versions of this?
$400 version, $550 version, and a $650 version.
So are there different versions of the Steam machine?
There are two different. There's a 512 gigabyte one and a 2 terabyte one.
I'm calling 750 on this.
So you're over
the high end or the low end?
For the high end, over. Steam
I think that's probably where I would stick it to. Probably like 600. You said 750.
750. 749.
So like 600 and 750. I think for the two models.
I think your entry level one at your 412. I think you said, right, Tim. I think that comes in at about 450 USD. And then I think your next big terabyte one or whatever it is, that's rolling in around 7, I think, is what you're going to have to sort of do from a market perspective.
So the 512 gigabyte OLED for a Steam Deck is $550 US.
It's a tough market to get into.
Yep.
right? And if they really want to really go in, you have to be like, what do you offer more than anybody else has right now? What do you offer differently?
Others of these PC portables that's not Steam Deck have been upwards to near 1,000.
Yeah, Ebicell's right. Like, it's a tough market. It's a tough market in a market where also right now we know that people don't have the extra funds to be able to do it. We know that gaming is becoming more and more of an expensive hobby, right? And so, like I said, the price that they come into is going to be really critical for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the part they're trying to put on here too is that it is a PC. So it is optimized for gaming, but it's still your PC. Install your own apps and even other operating systems on it.
Yeah, you can run Windows 11 if you really wanted to. You don't want to do that, but you can.
So I mean, that's a selling point for a lot of people. Like, if it is going to be in the higher end price, if it's $750 or more, people are going to look at that. What else can I do with it besides gaming?
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by it. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I already have I just bought a PC, so I probably won't be getting this. Because I like I said, I play a lot of the Steam games here at my desk. So
Excel says run Linux. First of all, I don't know anyone who actually uses desktop Linux. Every person that I know who runs a Linux box for any reason is running it as a server. And you don't want to run this as a server either.
yep, it'll be interesting. But that's it.
Ebicell Mecca, you're asking if you missed the Mario Galaxy talk. You did. Can you rewind? I think you can actually rewind in Twitch now. So yeah, go to the beginning. Start us off.
I think you have to be a paid user
tomorrow.
Oh, yes, be a paid user. Never mind. Then. Sorry.
But if you have Amazon Prime, you can be a paid user for free.
On YouTube,
you've got Amazon Prime, you've got Twitch Prime. We would love your Twitch Prime subscription because they don't remind you and doesn't subscribe every 30 days. And so you have to yourself and do it. So if you do have it, that'd be great.
Rolls off the tongue. Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
Yep. All right, let's round out our release, our news with some releases and updates out now. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged, Goodnight Universe, Rue Valley, Winterboro, Atelier Ryza 1, 2, and 3, DX, Gigasword, Hitman Absolution, Inazuma 11, Victory Road, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza Kiwami 2, and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, all released today on the Nintendo eShop. Some of those are Yakuza Kiwami, those games, and the Broken Sword game are switched to exclusives. Everything else is on both systems. Also out soon for the remainder of the month, Demonschool on November 19th, Kirby Air Riders on November 20th, and Constance on November 24th. With other big releases coming out soon, Marvel Cosmic Invasion on December 1st, Assassin's Creed Shadows December 2nd, and by the way, Red Dead Redemption getting a free Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade on December 2nd as well. Metroid Prime 4 on December the 4th, Octopath Traveler 0 on December 4th. By the way, that has a demo out right now if you're looking forward to that. Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimensions DLCs on the 10th. The Rogue Prince of Persia announced for Nintendo Switch 2 on December 16th.
Yes.
And Mina the Hollower is still floating out there somewhere. And then going to next year, we've got Animal Crossing New Horizons update, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Mario Tennis Forever, Resident Evil Generations Pack, and Resident Evil Requiem, all within the first few months, 2 months of 2026. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel for first looks on a lot of games, including almost daily releases. We're doing stuff all the time over there. So anyway, that's our news. Justin, why don't we pause right here for an ad from our good friends over at Manscaped?
Absolutely. Support Nintendo Dads is brought to you by Manscaped. The holidays are here, which means it's time to give the gift of smoothness. Whether you're shopping for your partner, your brother, or yourself, hey, listen, we don't judge you. Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate upgrade, because nothing says happy holidays like a perfectly groomed package. For trimming or freshening up, this is all-in-one groomer kit keeps you clean, confident, and ready for any festive occasion. So go ahead, unwrap with confidence this season, thanks to Manscaped. Now head over to manscaped.com and join the over 13 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and use our promo code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 15% off for your entire order. As you know, here at Nintendo Dads, we are huge, massive fans of Manscaped products. We use them every single day. Highly recommend. We talk about body trimming. Some other ones I want to pull, maybe bring your attention to is stuff like the Weed Whacker 3.0, which is for the ears and nose, and it's even an eyebrow trimmer, which is amazing. And it gets you the opportunity to trim kind of all those weird stray hairs. I was literally in the car a couple of days ago. My wife turned, she's like, "You have ear hair." She's like, "Do you want me to like yank that out with tweezers?" And I was like, "No, that sounds horribly painful. Why would you do that? Don't do that." I literally have Manscaped supplies to do this. And so the next day, trimmed it, got it taken care of. And then like I was her hero because now I didn't have ear hair coming out as well. So, it's an opportunity to really avoid those awkward moments. And you get to stay polished, you get to be confident and ready for any occasion. And that occasion was looking down my ears and saying they were ready. So listen, folks, manscaped.com, they support us. And when you support them, they support us. And so it's a great, listen, you're buying something for you, you're helping them, it's helping us. It's a great cause. Head over to manscaped.com, promo code NINDADS, NINDADS. Thanks for supporting Nintendo Dads, and thank you for supporting Manscaped. Back to you.
Yes, that sound means that it's time for our latest mystery block blind rankings round. And if you were with us last week, you know that for this week and last week and next week, I'm in charge. And so my mystery block blind ranking game is ranking Mega Man Robot Masters, because why not? And I thought this week that I would add a little element to it, suggested by you guys last week, where you tried to guess the name of the Robot Master when it came up. But then I realized it's in the file name and you'll see it when it comes up. So there's no really way to do this other than for me to just rename all the files, and I'm not going to take the time to do that. But last week's theme was Robot Masters that start with the letter G. Tonight's theme for this week is Robot Masters that start with the letter S. And so I am going, Jesse, you need to turn sharing on so I can share my
I
screen.
usually do that, but for some reason I didn't. There.
All right. So I'm just going to share the application window, and we're going to see 5 Robot Masters that start with the letter S. And you guys are going to rank these 1 to 5, and you must agree. That's the rules. All right. So here we go. Number 1. This is Skullman.
Boy, that feels
Skull
original,
Man.
doesn't it?
From Mega Man 4.
That's number 1 for me. That's number 1 for me.
Oh man, I'm gonna say I don't think you're wrong. I would maybe give it a 2 though. But I like your energy, Tim. You're saying it's pretty high up there. Jesse,
Yes.
Where are you going?
I was thinking
This
low,
would be number 1 for me.
He looks like he looks like a skeleton in full, but he's still called Skull Man.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'll yield to 2 if that's what you guys want.
2? Tim? Can you yield to 2? Or are you staying hard on 1?
Jesse, what were you going to say if you were to score it? What's your score?
I was thinking
6.
more of a 4.
Oh.
Not a fan of the skulls, huh?
No.
So, okay.
He's got skulls on his shoulder pads and on the icon on his helmet, but him as a whole is more of a skeleton.
And his face is a skull.
Well,
Yes.
that's what a
A
skeleton
stylized
is.
skull, right?
Yeah.
I think he looks awesome. So, but I'm good with a 2. That's fine.
Okay, we'll take a 2.
He's the most goth robot master. All right, so we're going 2 Skull Man.
I like his look. Looks awesome.
Okay. He's like the cut of his jib.
Yes.
All right. So there we go.
Not the jib
All
of his cut.
Not the jib of his cut. Here is the second one. It's Starman.
Looks like he's a reject from a like 1970s nightclub in New York.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't go low on the first one because this.
Yeah,
was
this
lower.
feels like a 5, maybe. This also feels lazy. Do you know what I mean? Like Starman, we'll just put stars on him, and his gun is a star.
Even his blaster has a star on it.
Star. Yeah.
Right, like-
I'm okay with. I was going to say 4 for this one as well, but I like
4.
5.
Ironically, both of their weapons, if I remember correctly, both of Skullman and Starman's weapons are exactly the same. It's a shield that rotates around you.
I am maybe going to go with, I think there's a couple things. I'm getting some vibes here. I'm getting some feelings here. I am going to go with, I think the chat. The chat's saying 5 because there's 5 points on a star.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a clue of where he should
From
be going.
Mega Man 5.
He's from Mega Man 5.
Listen, like you can't even make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a sign that he should be at 5. Disco Stu knows where to go. Number 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 or 5, so that's fine.
Okay. All right. We're going 5 for Starman. All right. Here's the next one.
Starman.
It's Shadow Man.
Shadow Man. I knew this one was going to come up.
From Mega Man 3.
Hole in his head?
It's a throwing star.
Sure.
Why is his? What's wrong with his eyes? Like they're definitely off centered. Like it feels like he may have like damage.
We're not ranking it based on its artwork.
No, we are. That's literally the point. The design of it.
It's the design of the Robot Master.
I thought it was all around.
I think it's kind of like you're seeing him from a skewed perspective.
I'm thinking 3.
I like 3.
I'll give 3.
Okay.
So we're at 1 and 4 left, hey?
1 and 4 left. Right. Okay.
I have another idea of what one you'll play throw at us. And if it is that one, I'm thinking 4, but we'll find out.
Okay. So here is the next one. It's Snake Man.
That's what I was thinking.
Snakes.
Snake Man.
I'm a snake man.
This just feels lazier.
I was once a man.
This just feels
snack.
lazy.
At least his blaster is not shaped like a
Actually,
snake.
I will say
head.
that Snake Man's stage is one of my favorite stages. It's made out of robotic snakes.
We're not judging the stage. We're judging the boss.
I understand you're judging the boss. He shoots snakes.
I shoot snakes. I'm Snake
A
Man.
little slither snag.
La 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 la.
I'm sorry. I'm going 4 on this one.
Yep, I'm
You're
good
going
with
to
that.
chance number 1?
I'm going to roll the dice at number 1 here, folks, because this is pretty lazy.
Okay.
Guys, what do you think?
I agree with you.
It's either 1 or 4.
Not a 1. This isn't.
Yeah, you're going to say you're telling me this guy is better than, I don't know, what was the first guy?
We don't
said?
know. We don't know
Skullman.
what we're looking for. Yeah,
So
it's
Snake
not-
Man
it's not
versus
better.
Skullman?
Oh yeah,
It's not-
Skullman
no.
definitely.
Nope. It's
Okay.
better, definitely better. The Skullman's definitely better. It was number
All
1
right.
for me. So
Okay. So then that means your number 1 Mega Man Robot Master, starting with the letter S, is Splash Woman.
yes.
Yes.
I'm
yeah, I'll
okay
take
with
that.
this.
Yeah. I like the representation.
The only Robot Master in the entire series that is not man. It's woman.
Sorry. So out of all the
Technically,
Mega Man
it still
games,
ends
only
with
had
MAN.
one
Mega Man
female
There's
boss?
only one female boss. Mm-hmm.
That works.
They're robots, Justin. Don't read too much into it. They're robots.
Yep. I would have made her number 2. The Skullman would still been number 1 for me, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think this design is better. I think this is good.
I would have put this one at 1 if probably if it was even first. So I'm okay with this.
100%.
So your ranking for Mega Man Robot Masters, starting with the letter S, and there are others, but our ranking: number 5, Starman; number 4, Snake Man; number 3, Shadow Man; number 2, Skull Man; and number 1, Splash Woman.
I like it. That works.
Done.
There you go. Good work, guys. Good work. Next week will be the conclusion of our game.
Oh man, you guys are all going to want to really tune in for that one.
Yeah, well, what are you going to have us rate?
I don't know. Sandwiches?
From video games?
Snacks?
I do it.
Chicken
Video game
wings?
snacks.
Best snacks in the video games. Yes.
Anyway, let's talk about what we've been playing, shall we?
Do it.
I want to say I need to step away for a minute. So someone else jump in first. I'll come back when I can come back. I'll be right
No.
back.
Well,
we're going to wait for you in silence.
Then Tim, we'll go with you first.
All right.
Wait, hold on. He's away from the controls. I can cuss as much as I want now.
We'll still timestamp it.
Guts. No.
Timmy, what have you been playing, Timmy?
I've been playing in a few games. Just a few. I've been playing Dark Quest 4. It is based on the board game. I guess there's a board game, Dark Quest board game. I didn't know about this. I didn't even know about the other Dark Quest game until we got this code. But it looked very interesting. I jumped on it as soon as it was offered, and I was like, yeah, I'll do this one, because basically you're using a game piece where you get to select kind of like Dungeons and Dragons type characters, your fighters, your wizards, your mages, your archers, your barbarians. You get all kinds of different characters to choose from to move on a board that's generated. I thought they were randomly generated, but they're not, because I got to rerun the same board when I lost a round. But you don't know what you're going to be going through. You don't know what's going to be coming, because you're going in blind. You go to each gate, you open it up, then you can see the next part of that floor and be able to basically pick your next move. It is a strategy type game. So tactics, where you have to pick the right 3 players you can go in with and go around through the board through multiple floors. Almost feels a little bit like Gauntlet in a way, in that manner, except it's at a 2.5 angle isometric view. But you're going in with the crew you selected on your own. You can play solo, or in local play, you can have up to 2 other players play with you, and they each control that game piece, which I thought was really cool. I think the other systems allow you to play with other people online. For some reason, you can't do that on Switch, which is disappointing. I hope maybe they come out with a Switch 2 update that will maybe allow it. If it's a Switch 1 problem, maybe Switch 2, they have a Switch 2 version that will allow you to play online. I think that would be cool. But again, it is based on a board game. It's another one of those games that I just wish I had more time to play this game too. But I'm hoping to maybe play some more of it during Extra Life, or even see if I can get my family to try it out with me and play a round or 2 of the board. Again, that's Dark Quest 4. Highly recommended if you like board games but want to try it on a video game, so you don't have to worry about the cleanup factor. And it was a lot of fun to play by myself too. So there are things you can do to go to different merchants. It has cards you can buy to help power up your character to do certain power moves. I'm trying to think what else. You go and collect loot to help you be able to buy those cards and or help you through that round. So A lot of fun. And it's turn-based, if I forgot to mention that. So Dark Quest 4. Next thing I played was Mario Kart World. Played a little bit of that. That was always fun to jump back into that. Animal Crossing New Horizons, since we got that update coming in January, I just hopped back into there to clean up some things, kill a few roaches in my house because it's been a while. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to jump back in there. Trying to decide what I'm going to do while I wait till January in Animal Crossing, whether I'm going to maybe move some other things around. I know we can have our, dream islands and all that kind of stuff where we can kind of build fresh. But I was just trying to figure out what I was going to actually do while I wait in the next couple months. But again, I have a lot of games on my plate that maybe I might not go back into there until January. So Animal Crossing New Horizons, fun, always fun to jump back into there. EA Sports Madden NFL 26. I fired that up finally again. It's actually been a couple months since I got it. I was playing it a lot when I first got it, first few weeks, and then I dropped off playing all these other games. I jumped back in. All the times I've played Madden, I've always just jumped in to play a season or a quick game if need be. But I never jumped into the Ultimate Madden part of the game, which is you collect cards of different players and create a team based on those cards you collect. And then you can also, so it's basically you're trying to build your own ultimate team. And then you get other things to go along with it, like you can change your uniforms and um, I think your plays, you can get certain things. You can get some legacy players. So again, building your own team with various players throughout the NFL, which I actually had a lot of fun with. So it was a lot of fun collecting the cards and then building the team, playing some games against some of the. They got the ultimate challenges, so that's what I was using my players for. I didn't play against anybody online yet, not that good. But I was doing the ultimate challenges where this particular part of the game is where you are put in situations, football situations, to where you have to complete tasks. And then when you complete those tasks, you earn more credits to be able to buy more packs of cards to get more players to either make your team better or improve your players. So it's a different way to play Madden football, video game wise. So you don't necessarily have to do the simulation side of things, where you play a whole season where you're the coach or trade players and re-sign players and all that kind of stuff. You can just go in and play these challenges, which is another. They had, I think, another aspect of that where it wasn't the Ultimate Madden. You could still do like challenges like that in other games I think I've played. I think even the 3DS one had challenges you could do. So I did those, and that's what I like about the Ultimate Madden stuff is that you can do the challenges, and you don't have to play a whole game. The other game that I played, I participated in the global test ride for Kirby Air Riders. So had a lot of fun getting through that, playing a couple of rounds of that, and then I even joined in with Sam, Third Strongest Mold, over at the Retrologic side of podcasts. We jumped in together. We were trying to see if we can get a bunch of people to play because you can get up to, I think, was it 24 people in a lobby to play together, and actually even if all 24 people are in there, groups of people can still be in your lobby but go race each other in their own little races if they wanted to, which we thought was very interesting. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the global test ride. It performed well for me, and I had a lot of fun just playing with random people as well. But I think it'll be a lot of fun with the community, just like Mario Kart World was or is. I think Kirby Air Ride is another Kirby Air Riders is another fun game where a bunch of people online that can get together and play some rounds of that. And the best part about it is not just straight up race like Mario Kart. It's different, where you can go into the city, go into a city and collect items to make your vehicle better. So that when you go into the rounds to compete against the other people that were in the city with you, collecting things as well, you can compete against them in different mini games at the end of the race or at the end of the run, and see if you got first place based on how you did. The game gives you recommendations on which ones you would probably fare well at. You get 4 choices. You get to pick which one you want to go into, and then whoever else picked those, you compete against, and then that's how you get scored for what place you get into for that, whether it's with a bunch of people online or with the lobby that you join your local friends with or your online friends with. So there is more Kirby Air Riders Global Test Ride coming up this weekend. It is trying to find my screenshot of that.
Marty, you played the Air Riders as well, and maybe it's a good segue to go over to you. You want to jump in here and talk about it? Because you went from a not for me to a Justin. Can you help us get a code?
I went from this is absolutely not for me to being completely sold on this game from this test ride. And
So what did
I think that playing like having it in my hands and playing it and realizing how fun it is. This is not, I want people to understand this. This is a party game. This is not, it's Smash. If you made Smash Brothers Racing, that's what this is. Because a lot of people will look at Smash and go, well, it's not really a fighting game. It's more of a party game. It's a game anybody can pick up and play with, but it's also complex enough under the hood that you could play it in a tournament, like people have. And so Air Riders is the same way. You can learn this game in 5 minutes, and then you can spend a ton of time mastering it. I played all 3 tracks that were available. I did not play any of the city trial thing or whatever. I just did not want to even get into that. I had a very limited amount of time to do it because the test ride window was open and we had friends coming over for dinner. And so I was like, I've got 30 minutes. I'm going to try what I can. And that 30 minutes alone sold me on this game. Nintendo desperately needs, and this weekend it's going to be open again. Like Tim said, this is a game that needs a demo, and it's worth you downloading it and trying it. It completely sold me, sucked me in. I want this game day one. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the stage effects and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I was not a fan, and it changed my team. This is why Nintendo should do more demos for its first party games, especially ones that are off on the fringe like this. So I think it's worth your time to check it out if you've got a little bit this weekend. Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna be getting
November 15th from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Pacific time, or 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time, and then 11/16 it's 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. So we do have in our community, if you're part of our Discord community, we did schedule and notify the community that Sam and I will be jumping on the 15th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. So if you have that availability, depending on your time zone, come join us. It'll be a lot of fun to get more people to test this out together, especially the friend area.
I also can see, having played it now, why this is a viable, okay release, but still in the kind of quote unquote launch window with Mario Kart. They're 2 fundamentally different games.
In case you didn't believe me when you guys asked that the last time.
I know. It just took me playing it.
That is a good point too. Like you said, if you got a Switch 2 and have the capability to download this, and you're on the fence,
you have nothing to lose. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's all you have to lose is time. So yeah. Okay, so I've also been playing Gigasword, the demo. Justin, you spoke so highly about it. I was like, hey, I need to try this. And I played it enough to like it, and I'm going to purchase it. So I didn't want to go any further in the demo. I did die, It was after doing a lot of exploration. I was like, okay, that's enough. I don't want to do any more here because I want to play the full game. But I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna get it in a little bit. I've got some games on deck that I need to finish. And speaking of on deck, an extremely lovely game that my wife and I actually got to do a video for our channel for is All Hands on Deck. This is out now, I believe, on Switch or out very soon. And it is a snipper clip style 3D adventure where you play two hands, lefty and righty, who are helping to find all the lost plushies in a daycare. I'll admit it's a weird story. It's a weird setup. I don't get it. I think it was just like they came up with that at the 11th hour. But it's a really cool, like it's, I guess you want to call it physics-based platformer puzzler. Like the hands have to help each other. There's times where you have to do high fives. There's times where you have to like manipulate different objects, and it takes both hands like grabbing and pulling different things. But the controls don't get overly complicated. And the cool part about it was at the end of that, my usually non-game playing wife looked at me and said, "This is something I feel like we can play together." And so that's a huge win for us. I also feel like this would be really great for like parents to play with their kids because it's pretty intuitive, like and the first level that we played 1-1 literally took us like 20 to 25 minutes to get through. So I feel like there's plenty of content here. There's not anything going on that's super, you know, like you would question whatever. There's no questionable anything. So it's a great safe game to play with your kids. Your hands, they have unlimited lives. So like, if you fail at something or like the very first level, you're stopping traffic. And so if you fall into the traffic or whatever, your hand just appears again. And so you can try as many times as you want. It was pretty charming. And so looking forward to playing some more of that. And I know that I should be playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, but I'm actually playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity because I realized I never finished that game. And I kind of have this thing where I want to finish the game before the new one. And so I know it doesn't really connect and whatever, but I want to do that. And so I'm plowing through that at a pretty steady clip. And I'm not going to do like all the super duper, little side things. I just want the main story. I want to call it done and then I'll move on. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Oh, and I played a couple matches of Fortnite. Can we normalize having shorter seasons, smaller maps, and a lower player cap in each game? I like this. Like the 80 player cap with the smaller map. It's really hard to like not run into fighting anywhere on the map, which is
I didn't even
great.
know that was a thing. It went down to 80.
Yeah, for this season it's down to 80. And they've been pretty on top of like constantly releasing new things. So like right now the new thing is there's a Mo's gun, which is 5 guns tied together. It starts with a shotgun blast and then it's like alternating pistol and light light ammo, I guess. And then there's also Donut Rain because Homer is like the 0 points fused to his remote and he's making Springfield a better place. And so he caused giant donuts to rain from the sky, except you can die by getting crushed by a giant donut. But if you don't get crushed by a giant donut and it's just laying on the ground, you can hit it and cause it to fly into your opponent and kill them, it's wonderfully chaotic. So I'm really enjoying this little mini season of The Simpsons. Good stuff. Jesse, what you been playing?
Swinging it back to All Hands on Deck. It did come out on Tuesday, so it's out now. Normal price is $13, so relatively cheap. But if you buy it before December 2nd, it's on sale for $9.74.
Oh, no brainer.
Nice. I'm going to look that up right now.
Okay, so I continued my run of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D Remake. I finished DQ1 with doing the Gwaelin run. So I heard, I think it was Dookie saying there's a good ending and a bad ending. With that, I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, so I purposely didn't watch that video so I wouldn't get spoiled. But now that I finished it, I'm going to watch it to see what he's talking about, if I need to find it. I'm not going to jump right into DQ2 because I have other games I want to play. One of which is I put a few hours into Plants vs. Zombies Replanted for Nintendo Switch 2. Again, I have both copies on my menu. I don't know why, because I pre-ordered Switch 2 version specifically. So I went to the Switch 1 icon, told it delete the game and delete the icon, and the icon's still there. So I don't know. That's a weird glitch.
That's weird. That is weird.
But I was able to play. I think I make halfway through it. I think if I remember, think there was 5 overall stages. I played this on the iPad when it, 15 years ago when it first launched. But so I know I'm halfway through stage 3 right now. So the first stage is in your front yard at daytime. Second stage is your front yard at nighttime, which limits your sun. But so you have to rely on mushrooms more than your normal plants. But the mushrooms sleep during the day, so when you're on stage 3, you're in your backyard during the day, so all your mushrooms are junk. You got to go back to the flowers of the plants that you used in the first stage. But now that the zombies have powered up, you need to step up your game quite a bit. So I got I think they called it the 3-peater. It's a plant that shoots 3 peas at once. And
Yeah.
I love that one. It's expensive. It costs 350 suns, whatever the currency is, to place it. But and then the drawback about the backyard is there's 2 of your 6 lanes is water because it's a pool. So your lawnmowers won't work. You have to buy the whatever they call it that cleans pools in order to have those lanes protected from the zombies. And most of the zombies, if they take the water route, will just be on a big old floaty and progress just as slowly as if they were walking. But one of them will have a snorkel, so he'll duck underwater so he can't get hit by the attacks and go right up to your front line, or the first line in the way, which in my case is normally my back line already, and then he'll pop up and start munching away.
I hate those guys.
So yeah, so it took me a while to figure out a way to handle them. But I'm liking the game. I do want to continue playing it, and I remember future stages. I'm up on the roof. I don't remember exactly what pluses and minuses happen there, but I don't remember if there's anything much after that. I unlocked one mini game, but I'm not sure what mini game it is, and I haven't launched it yet. The only downside is like your stages 5 and your stages 10 being within the larger stage is like a mini, basically a mini game. You don't play the normal lanes the way you normally do. You are given basically a scroll of cards, and you're able to have to play the cards. You don't have to play them in order, but obviously you can't play cards you don't yet have. So you can only play what you're given. One of them is basically a whack-the-mole type of thing. So you're given a mallet, and you have to do that wall at the same time while you're manipulating the cards. And I'm like, how do I use the mallet? A doesn't do anything. B doesn't do anything. X didn't do anything. Y is what does it. But by the time I figured that out, I already had to use a lawnmower.
Yeah. They don't do a great job of telling you how that works.
No. So, yeah, the game itself has an achievement system completely unrelated to the system that doesn't have one. But I'm sure the PlayStation version, I'm sure they're tied in. I think the first one I got was I finished the stage by killing the zombie with a lawnmower. So yeah, I did. So yeah, again, I'm liking this one. It's the game I remember from way back. So it's just in HD now. So what was it? Was that the $20 game? I don't remember.
Maybe 20 or 25.
Anyway, so either way, I think whatever the price is, I think I'm okay with the price. The other game I played, not worth the price. And the price was only $4, and it's on sale for like $2.50 now. It's called Grand Poker Casino. And I've joked before that I don't think the developers of the whatever poker game has ever played poker before. But I don't think these developers have ever played Go Fish before. It's like literally the first time I booted it up was in the first 10 seconds. I saw 3 or 4 things. I'm like, okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. First one, well, yeah, this is nitpicky, is when the dealer is shuffling the cards, he's splitting the deck into 2, ruffling them still into 2 separate piles, and then mashing them together. I'm like, okay, that's not how you shuffle cards. The whole point is to ruffle them together. And then clean it up. So it just looked weird. It's a weird shuffle. The game, the game puts you in a heads-up game. You have 500,000 chips. Your opponent has a little bit more or a little bit less. I don't remember. This is a gimme. You're going to win with the Royal Flush, but you have to do exactly what it wants you to do, because if you don't, you soft luck the game. How do I know this? I've done it 3 times by doing things it didn't want me to do. So you're guaranteed to win it. You're guaranteed going to win it with a Royal Flush. So if you know heads-up poker, and if you're not a poker player, this is going to be a little technical. Sorry, but it's that the explanation is required to understand why I'm complaining about it. When you're playing heads-up poker, whoever the dealer is should be the small blind. Your opponent's the big blind. So the dealer acts first pre-flop. The dealer is the big blind and does not get the first action. It's okay, all right, that's wrong. The blinds are 2,500, 5,000. The dealer's first move that he shouldn't have is a raise of 1,000. No. Most poker houses I play in, the minimum raise has to be double the big blind. Sometimes it's the difference between the last bet and the previous bet, which that would put the minimum raise at 7,500. But his bet of 6,000, not a legal bet. So that's wrong. This one's not necessarily wrong, but it's really messed up UI, is when you say you wanted a call, or you say you want to bet or raise. It gives you a list of options in 5,000 chip intervals. And note, you have 500,000 to start with. So it puts you right in the middle of that, somewhere in the 300 chip range. If this was a real normal game betting the way I would normally want to bet, my raise would be 3 big blinds, like 30,000 or 15,000 in this case. So why are you putting me into the 350 chip options that I just have to scroll down all the way down? That bad UI. It's anyway, but again, every time I did something it didn't want me to do, it literally soft locked the game. Like he says, I want you to call. No, I want to raise. I have ace king hearts. Why would I call this? And then so I raise to 300,000, and the opponent is trying to call with 6,000. So it says my bet is minus 254,000. I'm like, no, you can't do that. So it was all messed up. So I
That's
finally
weird that there's so many problems with this game that
yeah, and all this found in the first 30 seconds of booting the game up.
wow. That's crazy.
If I finally get through the tutorial, it asks me, how many players do you want to play? 2 to 5. I say 5 because I don't want to play heads up. And it deals me a heads up. So, okay, completely ignore me. Fine. That's when I stopped playing.
Yeah. That sounds very irritating.
So,
You didn't
yeah.
stream this, did you?
No, I should have. That would have been humorous. But I did not stream it.
Another angry session, angry gaming session with Jesse.
Right. Again, I've been an active, or I've been a Texas Hold'em player for off and on for about 20 years. I've known how to play poker since I was 6 years old. So 45 years. So seeing
See 6-year-old Jesse sitting at the table with a cigar.
Well, it was back then. It was on
Sunglasses.
it was on the Intellivision.
I know. I'm just being silly.
But yeah, so those blatantly bad choices are really obvious to me. Other people may not have even noticed that they were issues, but yeah, I caught them right away. That's why if it wasn't $4, I wouldn't have even tried it. But it was like, okay, I can do this for $4, and it's even on sale now. Don't even buy it on sale. It's a bad
Maybe you
game.
can get your $4
Not even
back.
worth it.
I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I've never tried to fight digital purchases before. Like I've done it on Steam, but just because Steam has a policy that lets me do it, if as long as I bought the game before N days ago and I've played less than X hours, I can just say I want a refund and I'll get it, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but Nintendo doesn't have a cut and dry policy like that. Their general policy is no, but you can still ask and you still might get a yes. But I'm not going to go through that hassle for $4.
sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Justin, you been playing anything?
Just stuff I was playing during Extra Life, so still working through Silk Song, still working through Hades, a little bit of Pokemon ZA, Star Wars, and of course Gigasword. As we mentioned earlier, Gigasword is now out, so the embargo is lifted. Marty talked about it as well. Fantastic Metroidvania. I would highly recommend picking it up. I've been playing it actually for the last little bit. Enjoy it. It was a one-man developer as well as such, and we had an opportunity to hang out with him, and he was a really cool guy to chat with, and he really just talked about how he had a passion for developing games and kind of decided to take a step and leap into the space. And it's well worth it. Again, there is that demo as well. I'd describe it as a Metroidvania for sure. Great art style, great sound design, a lot of fun. I would continue to check that out. And then I'm playing some stuff that is currently embargoed right now. But we'll see all of that when it's ready in a couple weeks from now. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's turn on the community spotlight.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks for everybody who stopped in our community while we've been recording this in our live stream of this. So thanks for everybody who's done that. If you're here, we are doing Extra Life still through this month. Jesse still got his session, as he mentioned earlier. Justin and Marty did theirs this past weekend. And I will be doing mine on Black Friday. And if you're watching on Twitch, we do have a link below the video to where you're able to go to donate directly to our Extra Life campaign. So you go there and it should take you to the team page, and you can then be able to pick a player that you can donate to. Yeah, you go to the team page and you hit donate, and then I think you can pick which team member you want to help out. So, and again, that will help anybody in the team supporting their local hospital. So anytime we've got our Twitch going, you can click on it there. But if you're not watching us on Twitch, you're watching us elsewhere or listening to us on a podcast, you can go to our nintendodads.org website. At the top of our page, you can click on our Extra Life link and do the same thing. Click donate, and you can pick a team member and help any one of those team members reach their goal. We are giving away prizes. Every $10 gets you your name into the wheel. And we'll be giving away various things like Lego sets, like the Game Boy one. We've got one of those to give away. We got some Nintendo Dads merch, some eShop codes, and some Switch 2 accessories. Lots and lots of Switch 2 accessories. And no, you won't get the one that's been broken. You won't get the dock that's broken. But there are plenty of others accessories that we'll be giving away. And in fact, I just got in the mail nearby, probably not. Just got in the mail from one of our members in our community, Kev. He donated 3D printed Switch 2 mouse accessories. So you can attach it to it's only right-handed. So sorry if you're left-handed, but it's right-handed mouse accessory you can attach to your Joy-Con and use it just like a mouse, and gives you more of a grip on it than just the Joy-Con itself. So they're black and red, my favorite colors. I
found a model for that and printed some up
gradient.
myself. I should see if I can print some lefties.
Okay. Yeah, we got some, I think 8 of them. And Kev said I should keep one. So I'll be able to test that out and see how it goes when I'm playing a mouse game. So I'm trying to see, where did I put those things? I thought I had them close by because I wanted to show them. But anyways, yeah, those are a lot of great things. And I love it when the community makes stuff that we can give away. So thanks to Kev for that. And again, we'll have lots of different things to give away. And one of the things we're going to be doing different this year is when we get the list of names of people who donate, we are going to reach out to you first. We're not going to say we got prizes for you. We're not going to draw names and then have to figure out whether or not we can get it to you. We're going to reach out to everybody we got contact information for. I'm going to do that once I get everybody's donation information. I'm going to reach out to you via email, because we should have email addresses from everybody if you gave it to us, and say, hey, do you want to be put into the prize pool? And if I get a response in a certain amount of time, you'll get into the prize pool, and I'll have your information already. If you're wanting to be in the prize pool, you're going to provide your address, because we got a lot of stuff to send if you are a winner. So, and I want to have that stuff right up front so that if you get rolled, I can put you in a box, put a sticker on it, and send it out right away. Or if these guys have the prize, they can do the same. So keep an eye out for that. And thanks again for everybody who's donated. Appreciate it. And again, multiple ways to donate. NintendoDads.org, click on Extra Life, or if you're watching on Twitch, you can scroll down and you'll see the Extra Life campaign section there. All right, guys, we have several questions that we left over from last week, pushed to this week, so we'll get right through it. Monster Hunters the Block asked, do you prefer video games set in a game series to be sequel continuations from previous games, like The Last of Us and Metroid Prime, or be their own individual stories, like The Legend of Zelda or Luigi's Mansion?
Sequels. I want a continuation from the previous game.
I like lore. I like building on the lore myself.
Yeah, I sort of like the standalone. Like I like Luigi's Mansion is a great example of that, right? Like we know the characters. Yeah, we know the world.
Some are good at just standalone stories. Some are good with extended lore. So I wouldn't pick one or the other. I'm okay with both. And just like Zelda, obviously, is a good lore one.
So you're on the meme side of why not both?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and I did find my model, and there is a left-hand version. I just haven't done any test prints of those yet, so I'll have to try that this weekend.
Okay. All right. JD Phoenix asks, is it high time we start calling Amiibo for what they really are? Nintendo figurines. With them getting larger, being more detailed, and set at a larger price point, should they move away from them being functional and be treated differently from the way Amiibo currently are? We could have Nintendo figurines and Amiibo cards if Nintendo wanted to keep functionality but at a cheaper price. What do you guys think?
I look at the Amiibos already as figurines. I don't even like I was like, oh, and they do something in game that's cute. I don't buy them because of their functionality in a game. I buy them because I like Nintendo statues and I like the figurines and I place them somewhere. The fact that they give me a chest in the Legend of Zelda is a bonus, but I also will tell you I never I think other than when Breath of the Wild maybe first came out and when Amiibos were first sort of new, I never sit at where I'm gaming and have piles of Amiibos sitting around me as I'm tapping them. That doesn't occur. I'm like, this is really cool. I love the design of this. I'm a passionate Nintendo fan. I'm going to showcase this somewhere. That's it. So I don't even look at them as functional. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that, yeah, Justin's right.
Justin is right.
The thing is that when Amiibo started coming out, there had not been, unless you collected the Jack specific Mario figures, there had not been anything high quality Nintendo related that was like a toy, right? Really, that was new. That concept was unheard of. So I'm like with him, I wanted the model accurate figuring. What I do wish they would do is, like Justin said, I'm not sitting around with hordes of Amiibo tapping them in. The console remembers your Amiibo, and I know that because if you go to the system settings for your Switch 2, there's a way for you to see Amiibo and clear all their data, like it says reset Amiibo. So what I would really like to do is a menu that you could bring up in game, maybe like the game chat button, where you can bring up and say, oh, do you want to tap this Amiibo that you've already tapped previously for this game?
Starlink did?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think they would be more functional that way. I think more people would use them. If it was the data's already on your system, virtual tap. But I like the idea. I like the idea of them just being figurines and being oh yeah, they kind of work in a game too. They give you a game bonus.
And I think, to be honest, I think that's what Nintendo has already made that decision. They just haven't changed the branding title of it. Because as you've noticed, the price of them considerably gets higher and higher all the time. Awful. Right? Where they are no longer sort of like just pick up and goes. They really become collectible pieces that I think requires you to. I think they've made that change. Really, and I think even as you look at, and Tim was just showing off the quality of the recent Metroid ones. You look at the larger scaled Mario Galaxy ones that are coming out next year. Right, they've really moved from. And again, when we started, just as an FYI, folks, when Nintendo Dads started, and literally I remember this because my wife and I were on our 10-year wedding anniversary. We were at the New York Nintendo store, which was a dream come true. And at this point, they hadn't officially released Amiibos, but they had them in display cases at the Nintendo New York store under glass that you could look at them. This is how long they've been around. Back then, it was $12, right? And they were trying to get them out as much as possible. And again, in a time when Nintendo was struggling, right? Now you're at a spot where you're not struggling and you've changed the design, you've changed some of the functionality, you've really changed the quality of them to be really dynamic. And so I think in some ways it's a customizable accessory that for collectibles that you want to purchase. Oh, I bought this game. Oh, instead of your like deluxe edition package where you used to get a bunch of BS in a box of stuff that you don't really acquire now, it's buy the game and the special amiibo statue associated with it. That's how they've kind of like unbundled this connection in relation to the marketing of them. And I think even like a great example, you're releasing 2 amiibos for Metroid Prime a month before the games come out. Like that to me is an indication. Well, a couple of things to me is an indication that they had to move the date. It's one of the indications, right? But the fact that you're releasing amiibos prior to the game actually coming out shows that it's not really functionally important to the game. The value add isn't there. It's just something. And you even look at the Galaxy ones are being addressed next year. They're coming out in April. Galaxy 1-2 edition that just came out was October. Like the connective tissue is not there. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
Anything else around the amiibos, guys?
Yeah, pretty much the only time I ever used it for functionality was Breath, Tears, and Odyssey. To like, where's this moon that I can't find? That was actually pretty useful. But in general, yeah, I didn't get them for the functionality. I got them for the collectability. And now they're
and I think
box.
And I think Nintendo knows their fans now and the disposable income. That's why they're able to also increase the pricing for them. Like I don't think kids are like, tell me that, is there a 14-year-old who's like, oh, I'm really jonesing for that amiibo? No, it's
all the 30 for Kirby amiibos, $200.
It's the 30 to 45-year-old collectors who are like, oh, this is like, that's the mark. They understand that.
But right? a larger conversation around that is that not all toys right now?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like the toy market, because of tariffs in America, is terrible right now. And that's a whole other conversation, but most of your popular toy lines have either severely scaled down what they offer at a cheaper price point, or there is no cheaper price point. Mm-hmm. And so it makes it really hard for kids to get in and collect toys or even, have one. So mm-hmm. I am at the point where I'm ready to argue that amiibo are unnecessary and Nintendo could use those that power somewhere else. They could put that energy somewhere else, and I'd be okay with that.
I think it's a profitable market for them that they are not going anywhere.
I like being able to get the option of again, I don't use it for functionality either. It's more display piece, especially for my favorite characters, like the Metroid ones. Although they are more expensive now, it's still cheaper than the higher end mm-hmm. statues you can buy of some of these characters that I would love to have, but I don't have that kind of disposable income to be able to spend $300 on Samus.
My argument would be then just do away with the amiibo line completely and just start boxing these things with a collector's edition of the game and letting it be that. Don't take up room on store shelves with them or in warehouses.
I love
you're
options.
Right, Tim. I mean, like the idea of it doesn't have to do anything. And I think most people would be okay with that. And that would maybe cut a smidgen of the cost off, right?
Maybe. And don't get me wrong, though.
You still charge a premium.
I still like the bonus aspect of having that functionality. So yes, I may not be buying it for that functionality as the number one reason, but first and foremost, it's my favorite character, so I'm going to put it there. And oh, hey, it's got this chip in it so that I can use it in the game that I like, So, or even when they come out with other games that do the cross thing, like, is something I do miss. Like, I would love it if you could go in a Mario Kart world, scan an amiibo, and you get another outfit for that character because you have that amiibo. That kind of stuff I do miss. But is it the number one reason why I buy it? No, not anymore. But that does look like they're although more expensive, it does look like that's what Sakurai was trying to do with the new Air Ride ones, make it the toys to life type experience. But again, it's expensive. $50 a pop for each one of those. So, all right. Next question. Darth Platypus asks, what game series would you like Digital Eclipse to take on, similar to the Atari 50 or Mortal Kombat collection?
So I want to jump off what Jesse did a few weeks ago with his mystery blind ranking. I would love to see Nintendo do a collection of Nintendo black box games done like Atari 50 with developer interviews and things like that, with different versions, exclusive artwork, all kinds of stuff like that, but make it where you don't have to download it online. It's playable from a cart. It's accessible for everybody.
I think it's a great idea. That is a great idea. That would be awesome if Nintendo worked with someone like Digital Eclipse to do something Nintendo-wise along those lines.
That is what Nintendo Championship Edition challenge should have been.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
I'm going to repeat.
Jesse.
Yeah, I remember we were asked this question before, and I said I'd like to see an Intellivision documentary type of game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, there was no controller solution that made sense. But now there is.
Yes,
with
there is.
Intellivision Sprint, it'll come with wireless controllers, and you can buy controllers extra separately, I'm sure. If they can be Bluetoothed to a PC or a console, you can play Intellivision games on your Switch. Or
what
on
if
a
it came as an
PC.
accessory? What if they did an accessory bundle?
That all the better. That way you know that people are going to have the required item to properly play the games.
That would be cool.
And since Digital Eclipse is owned by Atari and Atari owns Intellivision, you got your points of contact right there. Make it happen.
Yeah. Nice. Justin, you got anything?
What was the question?
What game series would you like Digital Eclipse to take on, like the Atari 50 or Mortal Kombat collection?
Donkey Kong.
Okay. Another Nintendo series for sure. That'd be cool if they would work with Digital Eclipse.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would like them to do Wonder Swan. Do some like a documentary type games play of those games in that handheld. So I think that would be cool. Love that question. I'm sure we'll get it again. So, but I think they are doing a great job on that stuff. The next question from Koopa Kid: if Nintendo is focusing exclusively on Switch 2 moving forward, is it time for a budget Switch stripped down version? $199 for the Switch, $99 for the Switch Lite, or a $149 dock for TV that plays Switch 1 exclusively, or a Switch Micro, or is Nintendo done with that type of strategy? And by the way, Zablanc said a $199 Switch now would be such a slap in the face, honestly. But a $149 docked only Switch with no screen, that could work, but I don't know, might be confusing to the market, but it could make sense. I can't see it happening, but it's not so face slappy.
I don't think Nintendo wants to confuse their market or their shareholders in any way. And so, although I could understand the value of it, I don't think they would end up doing that because it also begins to devalue their current products, and that's not something they want to do.
We've talked about a TV-only Switch before when the Switch Lite was first introduced, having a Switch that can't use a TV. Why can't you have a Switch that's TV only? And that's what we thought the Switch Pro was going to be. At least that's what I wanted. So, but I still don't think that's going to happen at this stage. If they were going to do that, they would have done it already. Yeah, after increasing the price a few months ago, I don't think they're going to lower it again. At least not.
Nope.
Not. It might be lowered back to its previous amount for Black Friday, but that'll just be a temporary price. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything. I don't think we're going to see any new models. I don't think we're going to see any price decreases. It'll just eventually just fade out into the wilderness.
No,
The
I think
only-
their eyes are casted forward to the Switch 2 and making sure that's successful. That's
Yeah.
their biggest priority.
This doesn't need a shotgun like the Wii U did. It'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could see them doing that would be a lower price point is a Switch Lite 2.
That'll
And we
come
still
when
have-
again, I've mentioned this before. That'll happen when Pokemon Gen 10 comes out.
Cool. All right. Next question. Mikey Burgett says the Game Awards nominations on Monday. What game do you think will get the most nominations, and what Nintendo games do you think get nominated?
Claire Obscure 33 or Expedition 33 will probably get the most nominations. I think for Nintendo, Donkey Kong Bonanza and Metroid, or sorry, I apologize, Mario Kart will get nominations.
Frankly, I don't think outside of Family Game, Nintendo's going to get snubbed.
I think they're going to get, well, I think Bonanza is going to be in the running for Game of the Year. Remember, Keeley's Game of the Year is pretty large. Like it's like 10 games, isn't it? Or 8 games. Like it's not like
6. Well,
is it 6?
they start with like a pool of 15 games that gets voted down to 6 for the final 9.
It may get nominated, but again, I think we all know that's probably 33 will be.
I think so.
Again, this has not been a good year for me. I haven't really been keeping up with things outside of Nintendo. So I think Ghost of Yote is probably going to get some mention. Other than that, I really don't know what's out there.
Yeah,
See, I feel like I think Claire Obscure will get a good amount of votes. I think we see Silk Song as a dark horse getting a majority of votes because of the hype around it.
I forgot about that one, but that one's got a good chance to.
I fully expect Silk Song to win Game of the Year at Game Awards. I really do.
Okay. Interesting. It's gonna be fun. Well, are we gonna want to do a post show? I don't know. Is it the same night as our recording as usual?
It usually is. And usually in the last couple of nights we've like stopped because
we don't do the co thing, but we
used to
post show.
Yeah.
After the show is done, we hop on and do.
I think the last few years we didn't even record a show. We watched the awards and then recorded a segment maybe after.
Yeah, that's what Tim's saying.
Yeah, we record a post show.
Right.
We'll figure that one out, I think, as we get closer.
Okay. Is that early December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the date. Is it December 4th, maybe? I want to say.
It'll be that first Thursday then.
December 4th.
It's actually the 11th.
Is it?
The following Tuesday. Okay.
The Game Awards are December 11th, 2025.
Okay.
Cool.
And I will be out of town. So.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, by someone named Jesse, says, do we want to talk about the Pokemon Pokapia controversy?
Yeah, talk about it.
I don't know. What's the controversy? I don't even know.
So the controversy is a combination of things. I think, Jesse, you can help me out with this. Pokemon Pokopia earlier this week, the price was announced at $69.99. So it's a $70 game, and Nintendo itself confirmed that it is Nintendo's first game key card release. So it's not all on the cart at $70, and people flip their lids.
Okay,
Why?
this is my thoughts here. Yeah, so it started off with Nintendo putting out a video explaining what a game key card was and how it's different from a regular game card. And in their key card example, they showed Pokemon Pokopia. And people were like, what? What's going on? And first of all, just because it's $70 doesn't mean it can't be a game key card. Dragon Quest Switch 2 edition, same damn thing. I'm not worried about the price. The thing, so my thoughts on this are, in Japan, it's not published by Nintendo. It's published by Pokemon Company, third party. They'll do game key card. It's published by Nintendo in the rest of the world. I do not think this will be a key card in North America. We'll find out. But they were just using the same video that they did in Japan because it's a Japanese company. They make their videos in Japan with an English voiceover.
They didn't officially announce it that it's a GameCube card here in the US?
I don't think so. They just used it as an example of what a game key card is. Bad example.
But people got upset.
Yeah.
Wow. Isn't there better things to get upset about?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I can think of a bunch of other things I could be upset about than that. Game key cards are not that bad, people. Yes, it's not your preferred choice, but it's not that bad.
They're not. People have blown it way out of proportion. I just shake my head every time I see people. I'm never buying a game key card, and I won't buy anything digital anyway. And I'm like,
well, yeah, don't do that.
Gaming's gonna get tough for you in the coming years. I hate to say that.
I mean, the sales numbers are showing that though, too. The sales numbers are showing that people will buy the heck out of a game if you got your game fully on a card. We saw that with
more than a handful of people bought the Switch 1 version of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 instead of the Switch 2 version, just because data is on cart there, where Switch 2 is game key card.
Good. The sales data is supporting the customer, saying that we don't prefer the game key card. However, we did see that Star Wars Outlaws, whether it's true or not, they're saying that they put it on GameCube card because it ran faster.
Yeah, they needed the faster load time from having on-prem storage, which same reason why PS5 and Xbox Series installs games.
Yes. So again, as a consumer, you vote with your wallet.
PS4 install games
do
too?
that.
Or am I imagining things?
Say it again?
Did PS4 install games?
I think they all did. As even starting.
Yeah, because I think I've owned one physical game on PS4, so I don't remember. But I think since PS4 and Xbox One, they installed the game to storage so it'd be faster.
Well, didn't it start with GTA? Was it 4 or 5 on whatever it came out on first? PS3. Like it was on the download on the disc type of thing. It started with that, but I don't know. I don't know the history of it.
Generally, PS3 games data was on disc and played off disc, but it was
PS4
also very
did
slow.
install games. So there you go.
Yeah, it's just a controversy over here because people were holding out for Nintendo to hold out, trying to not do that type of thing.
Google says that the PlayStation 3 used a flexible system where developers could choose to install game data or stream most of it from the Blu-ray disc, which often required a hybrid approach for large games, with some needing significant installs and others running mostly off the disc.
Okay. Cool.
I think even Wii U, Xenoblade Chronicles X, had you can play it off the disc, sure, but if you want it faster, download this package. And
Yep. That's right.
It's just, again, it's just people holding out that they want the game, that Nintendo to keep everything physical. So, and when Nintendo decides to do something like this, or potentially, if we'll find out when it comes out, that Nintendo's going to have a game key card, then
I think like the biggest thing it said to me, I think with what we've seen the strategy to be is like I waited to pick up an SD card, a micro express SD card, because I had a heck of a time finding one. When I finally bought one I bought it at a 512, right? What I'm seeing from third parties is this is their strategy, right? Like, listen, I'm picking up Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know it's going to be game key card. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is, right? I just like if it runs well, it performs well, it does what it needs to, I'm happy with that. That's where I want to play that game. Guess what? I'm doing the same thing for Final Fantasy VII. Guess what? I did it for Star Wars Outlaws, right? Like this is just the reality that we're sort of in now. Would we prefer it all to be on a cartridge? Yes. But by the way, Nintendo doesn't, or there isn't a 90 gig SD or card that they offer for cartridges. So you know it's going to be that.
And
right?
if there were, you would be complaining about something completely different because those are expensive.
Yeah, and here's the reality: like we don't have to love them, but it is the reality of what they're offering, and that's their strategy and their approach to move forward, and that's how they're being able to bring third party support to the system. So either you can complain that you don't have third party support, and we all whine and bitch and moan about it, or you get third party support this way. Those are your two options. Okay. Now there are some companies that have the ability, like Cyber or CD Projekt Red, who are able to get it all on one cartridge. That's amazing. Other games, that's not going to happen. But these are your choices. Or just stop whining about it.
The other aspect of it is that this is a compromise. I'm thankful that we have this technology the way they're doing it to be able, because even if I remember correctly, even on the disc that you could download. No, you could do it with the disc. Never mind. But anyways, with Nintendo, with the game key card, you can trade it in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
you've got some value at least.
You got some value there. Whereas if they didn't make a bigger card, it would have been you got to download it. There's no physical option whatsoever. Or if you got the physical option, like we saw in Switch one time, there was a box with a sheet of paper. That was your physical. You didn't even get a card. So
yeah, like this is sort of really, I think, preparing for the future that both recognizing they're not fully in a digital only future. They still understand the value of the physical stuff they offer, but that they're also starting to have it to evolve and move into places to allow for third party support and still does provide the consumers some ability to sell back if they want to.
Yes.
And when you're done with the cartridge, or you're done with the game, you just put the cartridge back in your shelf and you delete out the 88 gigs or whatever it is, then you're done.
Yep.
Right? It's not ideal, but it's better than better having no option at all. I'd rather have either get a game key card or you can't play Star Wars Outlaws, you can't play Shadows, you can't play Final Fantasy VII, you can't play insert game that you really want to play here.
Or you just download it.
Or you just download
no
it.
Physical version.
Yeah, those are your compromises.
Yeah.
So I look back at the list I maintained of the 75-ish games that were million sellers, and two games did not include Japanese sales because they were not published by Nintendo in that region. One of which was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. The other one is new Pokemon Snap. So a Pokemon game.
Snap.
So a Pokemon game has been released in Japan, not released by Nintendo. Pokopia looks like it's is on that same track. I tried to verify it, but I couldn't get to the Japanese store page to see who they're saying the publisher is. The North American page does say Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the game is only 10 gigabytes, according to its page on the Nintendo website.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be a huge game.
Yeah, that's like when you make that decision, like, I don't know. I kind of get that. Like, that sucks.
But is it a technical reason again? Just like Outlaws was, so it might be only 10 gigs, but there's something there that they felt like, okay, it needs to run straight from the hard drive.
I will throw this out here that I do believe this will be a game key card release in America and or our regions, and here's why. Because if you go to the Nintendo page, the page on Nintendo.com, there's a little publisher notification at the bottom that says the in-game Ditto rug, which is you get an early purchase bonus of a Ditto rug, and it says the in-game Ditto rug can be received in either the game key card or digital version of the game.
Okay.
So it is going to be a game key card. And you go further down, and in the little fine print at the bottom, full game download via internet required. Micro SD Express card may be required, sold separately. Game key card must be inserted while downloading game and each time game is played.
Mm-hmm. And we have seen too, Nintendo has under this leadership move more towards the making money side of things, more than it seemed like they were on the, consumer side. It's more of we're going to make money. So
we're still 5 months on from release. The game probably isn't gold yet. They haven't made any carts yet. Things could change one way or the other. Grain of salt because the source is Wikipedia, but that does say published by Pokemon Company in Japan, Nintendo, rest of the world.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, guys, that's our show. Thanks for hanging with us for episode 553. And as we close out, we want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amira, and our anonymous Patreon producer, Mr. Mystery or Mrs. Mystery, whoever you are, as well as our other 100+ patrons. Special thanks to our Twitch subscribers, Twitch followers, which are getting up close to 1,500, and over 8,250 YouTube subscribers. If you're not one of those, now's a great time to go over and hit subscribe and like so you get updates from us when we post new videos and different things like that. I want to say thank you to everybody. We would not be here if it weren't for you. NintendoDads.org is your place to see our family of podcasts and other recommended podcasts like Star Wars Dads, Mega Dads, Dad Crossing, and Retro Logic and their family of podcasts. Our latest YouTube videos and tweets, our social media, Patreon, and Extra Life pages, and our Nintendo Dads merch store. And speaking of merch, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Manscaped, where you can use the code NINDADS to get 20% off your order. That's NINDADS. You can email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music we use throughout the show. And wherever you download us in your podcatcher of choice, please leave us a 5-star review, write some nice words. You give us the stars, the kudos, the whatever they do. Helps push us up the charts. It helps people find more out about the dads. So thanks again for episode 553. This is me, Justin, Tim, and Jesse signing off. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Later, peeps.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
You gotta